Welcome everybody, welcome back to Homestead Heart. And today I am out here on the homestead. And I was just kind of taking a walk around, just looking around the property again. Yesterday we posted a video. Come on, bud. Well, I can't get away from Jackson if I try. He finds me. He was up with the turkeys. And I disappeared while he was keeping the turkeys busy. But if they see me, they are going to come this way. So I had to come this way, hide a little bit, so they wouldn't be right here with me with their water drop sounds while I try to do a video. Come on, buddy. But yesterday, I posted a video where we were really just being grateful to so many of you who sent us cards in the mail, who sent us gifts in the mail, who sent us donations via Cash App, via PayPal. We are very grateful for all that you all do, even if it's just that you say a prayer for us, that we are successful. We appreciate your prayers. We appreciate all of it. We do. So I mentioned in the video that we had a serious issue with trespassers, and I didn't want to release that video because the video was quite a video. It was quite a video, but I didn't want to release it. I guess I just didn't want that energy on our channel of everything that we had to show and discussing how we could have been having a very different conversation, if one at all, as a result. So I didn't release the video. I kept the footage just in case we had to share that for different reasons. We kept the video footage of it all, but it was a very dangerous situation for our family, very dangerous. And it was a lot. It was a lot to believe that somebody would come on our farm and do that. It was a lot. It was a very scary situation. But at the same time, I don't know. It was just a terrible experience. But anyway, I'm going to move on from that part. But yeah, anyway, you all, the response to that, we received a lot of emails from y'all. A lot of you wanted to know what happened. A lot of you, it's little bugs. A lot of you sent donations right away to PayPal to help us with our fencing efforts, because we have over 20 acres of land, and to fence off 20 acres, that is not gonna come cheap, right? It's not gonna be some inexpensive job. And initially we were gonna do it, initially we were gonna do it a little at a time, right? And just here and there, starting with the front of the property. We was just going to do a little bit here and there to keep our dogs from running into the street. So we were able to start on the front. And I'll show you that in another video. We were able to start because we just buy materials as we get the money to do it, right? So we've started in the front, but we're not finished because we still have to go up the hill. I'll show y'all that in another video. Yeah, I'll do another video right after this one and share that with you to show you what we've done in the front, okay? And we've done it ourselves, so it's not perfect. It's really not perfect. It has a ton of flaws because we're not fence putter-uppers. We don't put up fences, So we just watched some YouTube videos and we did the best that we could, all right? So I will show y'all that in the next video. And if you remember, oh my goodness, those turkeys. It's like hiding from children. Anyway, you all, you remember when, okay, so when we first moved to our homestead, we had issues with trespassers because they were just used to coming on our property, hunting for deer, hunting for turkeys. We could have 100 wild turkeys at the back of our property at any given time. They love it back there. The deer, they bed down. The does, they bed down here, and they have their babies here, you know? And yeah, they bed down and have their babies. They just love it here. They drink from the pond. And because we don't eat venison, we don't have a reason to hunt deer on our land, you know? So this is kind of like a safe haven for them. And it's okay with us. Look, y'all stay away from our garden, okay? Remember that first gardening season with them eating up everything? Now, stay away from our garden, and you're welcome to have your babies here. You're welcome to forage and eat what you can find out there. And you're welcome to drink from our pond. But do not eat our vegetables, okay? So that's kind of like that's kind of how the rules is, you know, with the deer being here. We don't mind it. We really don't. We love looking at them. We love, you know, if you go back at a certain time in the evening, you can see the bucks just hopping through. And if deer and moose see them, oh, it's on, right? The chase has begun. But otherwise, we love watching them. We really do. So we've had people to come trespass from the back side of our property because there is no fence back there by the orchard. There's a fence that the grapes run on, but just behind that, there's no fence. It's open. We have a road. It's just open, you know, so people can come on their little ATVs, which they have done, shooting and all that kind of stuff without our permission, right? So we've experienced that. And, you know, the neighbor on this side, they have a little rinky-dink fence. They do. I keep hearing something over here. But they have a little rinky-dink fence up. And their little rinky-dink fence does not stop their cows from coming over here. You remember that video? I'll put that video up here somewhere. But their cows just trampled through my garden. You know, I thought they just completely destroyed my carrot bed. I don't know how we got carrots from it, but we did. You know, but they just completely just trampled all through my little garden. Boy. And you know, they didn't even offer us. They rounded up their cows, but didn't even say, oh, no, one of them said, sorry about that. One of the young men said, sorry about that, I believe. But that was it. Didn't say, did they do any damage? Didn't ask any questions. Did they damage anything? Nothing. We never saw them after that. So, fast forward, the cows have gotten out 3 or 4 times since then. And they come walking down the road. And Mr. H, he calls the neighbor next door. And he tells them to, hey, come get your cows. They're out again, right? So, we have the rinky-dink fence that's falling over because it's up, but it's leaning. So literally the cows could just step on it and come across if they want, right? And they also have trespassers because there are people that when the turkeys land in their field, they just show up on ATVs and you can hear them shooting at the turkeys in the evening time on their property, you know? So they are trespassing on our property and on their property as well, and they get away with it because by the time somebody shows up, they just take off, you know? So it could get very dangerous dealing with trespassers. But in any case, we received a lot of emails from you all about it. I don't want to tell the story. I'm not going to tell the story about what actually transpired that day. It was a terrible experience and one that we hope to never have again because it was a dangerous experience as well, you know. Yeah. And but anyway, you all reached out and some of you right away sent donations via PayPal and Cash App. So what I have decided to do, because a lot of you have also said, how much is it to fence off your property? That's a lot. It really is. You know, there's just no way I can say it except for it's a bunch. And the reality is, there's no way we're going to be able to fence this off by ourselves. Not me and Mr. H and one other person or two other people. Not the whole 20 acres in a timely manner to keep people out so nobody gets hurt. We're going to have to call in a few people to pay them to help us fence it off. And we know that because, to be honest with you, that had me so frustrated that I want it done right away. Because all I think about, what if my grandbabies had been back here? What if they had been just being children, having fun, and they had to run up on what we ran up on? You see? So we are going to start a GoFundMe. Yes, we are. And the reason why we're doing it, now we could just, just keep going with the PayPal and the Cash App donations, like people have done and people have sent us money orders to help with whatever we needed to do on the homestead. And literally, y'all, every dime that we get in donations, we put it for our fencing, just because of how expensive it is to fence off everything, right? So we've just been putting it to the side in order to get enough to be able to get all of the materials and then be able to pay somebody to help us. That's what we've been doing. That's what we've been doing. And I guess the recent experiences have just kind of made it more urgent for us, because at first we were just like, okay, we'll just do the front, then we'll start with the sides to keep the cows out, and then we'll come around this side and the back. But now it's like, we need to get it done, period. So we're going to start a GoFundMe. And the reason why I'm doing the GoFundMe is because I'm going to put our goal out there, and that way everybody can see what our goal is and where we are with meeting that goal, because y'all been hearing us talk about fencing for a long time. So I'm going to put that out there. I don't know how much it's going to cost to fence off everything. I guess I should probably do some more research on that. I don't know, because I don't know what the labor is going to be, what somebody's going to charge. I don't know, but I don't know. Mr. H and I have been discussing it, and we'll figure it all out. But we're just going to start a GoFundMe page. And that way, everybody who wants to support our fencing efforts for the farm, you all can do it. And you all can see how close we are to meeting our goals. And we'll take you along with us, when we start the whole fence, because you see all of this brush. We're going to have the brush in the back is just like this, with the exception of trees and whatnot, right? So it's easy for people to hide in the brush, which is what they were doing. It's very easy for people to hide, right? So we're gonna have to get someone to clear it all up with a bush hog or a brush hog, whatever it's called, and they'll come out and they'll clear it all. And then we're gonna have the people who did our survey, we're gonna have them to come back out after it's been bush hogged to go ahead and mark our property line so that we can be absolutely clear on this fence. Because as you know, on this side we have neighbors that run parallel to us, right? So we want to be absolutely clear on the property line, because there is no fencing when you get to a certain point on the homestead, none whatsoever. So we want to be absolutely clear on the property line, have it marked and everything. We'll, whatever we have to do to make sure that, we're doing it right, So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to get that GoFundMe up before I release this video, and I will put the link in the description box below, and that way it'll be a help to us. And we appreciate anything. I shared in an email with a subscriber who said, how much is it going to cost? And I told that subscriber, we appreciate every donation. I don't care if it's a $1 donation or a $200 donation. We appreciate them all, because each dollar helps us get closer to our goal. So we appreciate them all. So it's kind of hard for me to say, well, this is exactly what it's going to cost, because I honestly don't know. I can give an approximation, but I honestly don't know. Honestly don't know. Like I said, I've been using like the fencing calculators online to see what the actual cost would be. And we've gotten two different, but they were close though. We used the one from, forgot the name of that website, and the other one was from Tractor Supply, Red Barn something, so we used that estimator to see what it would cost to fence off our entire property. And even what type of fencing, like, I don't know. Because you got field fencing, you got all kinds. Welded wire, this, that, and the other, So, I don't know. So, we have to go with that too. And of course, I'm looking at price. I'm not looking at what the fencing is for. I'm looking at the price, But Mr. H said, no, you have to, they all have a specific purpose. And that's what we have to go by when we're talking about perimeter fencing, right? We ain't talking about keeping some chickens in. We're talking about perimeter fencing. And I do want a nice tall fence. I don't want a little 4-foot fence. I really don't. I want a 6-foot fence around my property. Am I wrong for that? I don't know. But that's what I want. I want a nice tall fence. I do. And I want to be able to put cameras up and all of that. I want to be able to do all of that. So I've been looking into that too, because a lot of homesteaders have gone through what we have gone through with trespassers on their property. And some of them have the nerve to want to be violent on somebody else's property. I ain't going there right now. Anyway, so I want a nice tall fence around our property. And so many people, they talk about what you can do to like deter trespassers, and some of the things is kind of like, yeah, I can see that, and some of it is very dangerous because you have to be careful not to run across your own traps and stuff, So I don't know if I would want to go that far. I don't know. Y'all, I don't know, I'm searching. Yeah, I am. So in any case, that's what I'm going to do, you all. Thank you all so much for reaching out to us via email with your concerns and your prayers, and your best wishes for us and all of that, and telling us what to do to be careful on the homestead. We appreciate all of that. And trust me when I say we take all of it into consideration. We really do. We read those emails and be like, wow, that's something, that's food for thought, So, but anyway, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to go ahead and release this video today. I had another video set, but I'm going to release this video today because I just want to go ahead and get it out there so that, I don't know, y'all see we got a lot of land, So it's a lot, but we have a plan though. It's just taking time, we're trying to get we're choosing the area that we want for pasture because we still want our cow, right? We want our cow. So we got to get a lot of this taken care of so we can start mowing it down and keeping it mowed down so the grass can start growing. And that way we'll have enough pasture for our dairy cow, Now we did make up our mind. We don't want a Jersey. We changed our mind. We don't want a Jersey. We do want a Dexter. We want a Dexter. A2A2. We want a Dexter. I don't want a Jersey. I don't want a miniature Jersey. I want Dexter cows. Yes, I do. I don't know where to find them. We've been looking kind of hard to find them in our area. We've run across a few people in Tennessee, but we're not ready yet. We really have to get the pasture set for them first. We really have to get shelter set for them first. But all of that's on hold now. We were going to work our way back on our farm. We were going to start from the home front, get the chickens, the garden and all of that, and work our way back. And then with the cows and so forth and so on, with our new food forest that we're going to be developing here, everything was going to be, the goal was to work our way back so that as we worked our way back, our farm, we would have it set up to where it would be very functional, for us in working our way to the back. But now all of that has stopped. Everything is at a standstill. We're not buying any fruit trees, which is what we plan to do. We're not doing any of that. Every dollar right now, we have to get our property fenced off, because what's the use in having all of it if one of us gets hurt? Then neither one of us would want to do it, right? So it's on hold. It's on hold. Yeah. So that's it, y'all. That's it. I just wanted to kind of share that with you, because I know a lot of you are truly concerned and very worried. And one of our subscribers even offered to come down here from North Carolina to see what's up. Like, what's up? Like, what you need me to do? You know, but we don't want anybody to get hurt, you know. So the best solution is to fence it off. Fence it off. Put up no trespassing signs. Get cameras up. I mean, I'm even thinking about some electrified fencing and stuff in some places, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yeah, because I want people to understand. Just can't do what you want to do and disrespect somebody else's home, right? You just can't disrespect somebody else's home. All because it's land, it's a lot of land, and you feel like I can get away with it, you know? How disrespectful is that? Yeah, so anyway, y'all, that's gonna do it. I will post that link in the video, just in the description box below. And thank you all so much for reaching out to us with your concerns and your prayers and your offers to assist us, and even to come down and I ain't gonna say what he said. But we appreciate y'all so very much. You know, we really do. And because he does know so much about, like, security and stuff for the homestead, we may very well take him up on that offer. So yeah, you all, that's going to do it. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and give our video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single video that we upload to our channel. Thanks again for watching Homestead Heart. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you, and I'll see you in the next video.